Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack, this like no Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You, man. It is Friday, April 10th, 2026. As usual, it is your host, Scott and Bang. You know to follow us on all social media platforms at Barbchair Scott, at JR Bang, at Barbers Chair Co, at INGHY Show. All that good stuff, man. Shout out to everybody who is watching, because we are about 20 minutes late. That is my fault. We have a topic on this show that I was not fully informed on. So we were here watching YouTube videos, trying to really know what exactly is going on. So that was my fault. We on CP time, extreme CP time. But I also know that I played the wrong intro, because the new intro only has me and Bang on there. Because we kicked everybody out. No, I'm playing. We didn't kick everybody out, but it is just me and Bang now. So we updated the intro. I thought I put that in the queue, but I didn't. So I will be changing that for next time. But anyway, man, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Barbershop Network. You can scan the QR code right here on the screen. I would advise you to subscribe to either the $10 Barbershop Access tier or the $5 I'm Not Gonna Hold You tier. If you want the audio, I'm no longer giving the audio away for free. If you want the audio of this show, subscribe to the Patreon. And while you're at it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because sooner or later, you're going to need this YouTube channel to watch this show. I will expand more on that later. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click on the link in the description box or scan the QR code, man. So, got a lot to talk about. Look at the chat. What did Orlando say? Scott, future
endeavor. Scott, future endeavor. You and Courtney.
I don't know what the hell that means. But
future endeavor. We wish you well on your future endeavor.
Oh, no, I didn't do that. No. See, Courtney's schedule is very busy, and we moved Dante to another department. So Dante's doing mainly baseball now. So check out high and outside. So no, that's what happened. And you know, Mikey abandoned us last year.
He did.
So it's me and Bang. It's me. He abandoned us to be a family man. So it's just me and Bang. But yeah,
and I'm a family man.
Yes, you're a family too. But see, you have years of being a family man. Mikey's new to the family man game. And my brother is in the family man game too. So expect me solo on 79th and Hallis a lot this upcoming season. If he hears this, he's probably like, no, I'll be able to do it. Okay. Enjoy the next 2 months of no baby crying. Anyway.
Basically, family man records.
Yeah, family man records. I, on the other hand, do not have children. Thank God. Anyway, we are here, man. You told me to add media beefs to the rundown. So I think this is the appropriate time to start it, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So I'm going to give the floor
to you.
You know
goddamn well what we're talking about.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
So you ain't seen none of the latest media beefs that's going on with Stephen A.
With
Smith?
who, though? Oh, I don't follow Stephen A. anymore, so I'm out of the loop.
It's Stephen A. Smith and Matt Barnes.
Oh, they going at it now?
Yeah, they went back at it again. Matt Barnes decided to go at what's my man name? Pat Bev. Because Pat Bev said some stuff. Um, I guess they don't like Emmanuel Acho. Um, Jason Whitlock shot at both Matt Barnes and Stephen A. Smith, said that their current beef is fake and everything, and he got on Matt Barnes. First of all, Jason Whitlock put Ash in his face. He was looking like Ash and Larry, but I guess he was trying to put himself in mixed kid face because he also did some shit with his hair too. Um, but Jason Whitlock shot at Stephen A. Smith and Matt Barnes, saying that their beef is fake, and Matt Barnes got to quit telling people that they ain't black enough, especially when he mixed and stuff.
Facts.
Marcellus Wiley is loving all of this because outside of his real beef with Ryan Clark, which those are the only two that I feel like should just go ahead and fight. Because the way that Marcellus Wiley be talking about Ryan Clark, it just feels like it is way too much media beef. It feels like this is now one whole ecosystem of where everybody has to get their thoughts, not about somebody's take, but about somebody for people to tune in. I think I saw a video of Steven Jackson shooting at Nori and a couple of people, Shannon Sharp and them talking about this is why their platforms have not grown and all you doing is podcasts and stuff. And I mean, my only thought to that is I was like, man, I don't really be seeing Steven Jackson outside of what Matt Barnes be doing. I be seeing Matt Barnes do more solo stuff to do, so I don't even know what's that. But it just seems like it is way too much media beef, and a lot of it is driven by ex-athletes,
Yeah.
and it's starting to irritate the hell out of me. I talk about it on Some Dude this week because it's like, fam, we come to y'all for y'all takes. We really want to know what y'all think about what is going on in the sport that you are discussing. The minute that you're continuously giving energy to another entity and not talking about the sport, at this point, I'm going to say that what we have all done, and I ain't going to hold you, is the best sports show out there right now because we don't care about other shows.
Not only do we not care about other shows, I think media beef is lame. Like we talking about sports, bro. Like, and this is where it comes to the ex athletes. Like, I have no problem with ex athletes getting into the podcast media space. You guys actually played the game. You know what I'm saying? You have, I can know, I think I know the NFL like the back of my hand. I think I don't know the NBA as much as I used to, or Major League Baseball as much as I used to, because I don't watch like I used to. I'm very much a casual watcher of both leagues. But the NFL, I know like the back of my hand. But no matter how much I know, I will never be able to argue with Ocho Cinco or Shannon Sharp about how the actual game is played. That don't mean that they can't have a dumbass, take every now and then. Shaq say stupid shit all the time, and he is a four-time NBA champion. you know, Charles Barkley, league MVP. If you had $1 for every time Chuck said something didn't make any sense, I'd be as rich as him. But when you got these newer players, I think what they think, and I think you can blame podcasters, fan media for this, is they think, oh, if they can go up there and say this, I can do the same thing too. But it also goes into a wider aspect of the game of media being corny now, where you gotta be the show in order for people to watch your stuff. Like, it's not just about sports anymore, which is lame to me. Like, I didn't know these people were beefing.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I don't want no smoke with Matt Barnes, but I do agree if you don't have two black parents and four black grandparents, you can't be telling anybody who's black and who's not. I'm sorry, you just can't. So I want no smoke with Matt Barnes. I don't think you ever see this video, but if he did, I want no problems. Okay,
Man,
but I do
I
agree with that.
I hope cats do see the video. I actually do, and I think people be seeing more than they let on. They see all this shit. It's like
Well, I know
Tim
for a fact local watches this show. I will not say what radio station takes our topics week in and week out, but it happens.
and we ain't beefing. Like, and the other thing is these cats not gonna fight. Like Steven Jackson not gonna see
My
Stephen A.
nigga,
Smith
I'm glad you said
and
this.
and be like, yo, square up.
It's like what was my favorite phrase in high school? You ain't gonna beat my ass though. That was my favorite
Right.
thing. That's what it comes down to.
And that's not gonna happen because y'all not gonna fight. So I my hope for the rest of 2026 is that all of these sports, all of these athletes who has joined into this media space, leave that over there. You ain't competing on the court, fam. You're not competing for rebounds. You're not going for a tackle. You're not trying to run nobody over. And your take ain't always right. Leave that in the locker room. This media space, talk about the content, which is sports, which is your takes on items, which is the analyst on items, what you feel like this person can do here or there, and all of that. If you want to be loved in hip hop NFL, if you want to be love and hip hop NBA, then just state that this is what this show is about and what it is for. But I enjoy all the smoke when it is about the people that they're talking about and not necessarily about beef. But here's one thing it is one thing that I agree with Stephen A. Smith on. And let me just say this now I ain't the biggest Stephen A. Smith fan.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yep, I am not the biggest Stephen A. Smith fan. I respect everything that he's done, but I am not the biggest Stephen A. Smith fan. And I am not a fan, especially of what we are now seeing in the political space. Even though I understand, I get that that's not my bag, and I do believe that debate shows are the reason why we're getting what we're getting right now. But it was one thing that Stephen A. Smith said in his last rant aimed at Matt Barnes. None of these current athletes who disagree with his opinion are not going to have him on their show. They're going to disagree. They're going to talk smack,
And they're
but
gonna ask him to be on the show.
they not going to ask him. Like you're not going to
Oh,
see
you talking
Steve.
about Stephen A?
Yeah,
Stephen A said this about Matt
he
Barnes.
he
They're not
said
gonna
this
ask
about
Matt Barnes on the show.
no. He said that him. He said Stephen A. Smith. It's like
Oh,
yo,
I got you.
it's like Draymond Smith. I mean Draymond Smith. Draymond Green can disagree with me all he wants to, and that's his right. But Draymond Green has an open invitation to my show to debate whatever he would like to debate. He ain't gonna bring me on his. I wonder why. And when he said that,
Ain't
I
he
was
been
like,
on Draymond's show like 3 times?
but not when he disagreed with some
I
shit.
got you. Yeah.
And when he said that, I said to myself, this is literally when the sports media beef has to end. Because if Emmanuel Acho and Matt Barnes have a difference of opinion that they're debating each other on from different microphones, just go ahead and have a all the smoke, speak easy, combined show and debate it.
Or even
Or-
better, next time you see him in Holloway House, because I know y'all be there, or Soho, West Hollywood, just smack his fries off his table.
That's
Like,
it.
what are we doing? Like, let's
Either
just
do
get. In
that.
fact, Matt Barnes said it himself. Sometimes violence ain't the answer, but sometimes it is.
Yes,
Smack the fries off the table. Knock his Casamigos Reposado off his table.
that's it. If y'all not gonna get in front of each other or at least get on the same screen in different places and debate about the topic that y'all hate each other for, then shut your ass up. If you're
Exactly.
not gonna see somebody in the same spot and say, run up, shut up, just talk about the sports, talk about the analysts, give your takes, and say, have a nice day. Leave all of this media beef out the way because it's getting in nobody nowhere Marcus Spears had said on his Instagram stories one day, none of y'all gonna fight, none of y'all gonna bust a grape in a fruit fight. So just talk about the sports and call it a day. He's the smartest man and to me, the best analyst on TV, whether it is sports or basketball. And part of the reason
Talking
is
about my man Swagoo.
because he do his job and he go
Terrible
home.
nickname, by the way.
But he do his job and he go home. He go work out with his son. His daughters are all Americans in volleyball and doing great. He ain't worried about these beefs. Ryan Clark ain't got to be taken up for Stephen A. Smith for Cam Newton. What's the whole point of that? Because of loyalty, as many people that all of this
Now
media
that's one
beef
dude y'all not
is
gonna run
just
up on.
right.
I saw Cam at Super Bowl weekend. That's a big dude.
And I also saw him whoop everybody ass at that
Yeah, that's.
that flag football. Ain't nobody running up on Cam
Yeah,
Newton.
remember when he choked up Josh Norman?
Yep, ain't nobody's running up on Cam Newton. Got a
Cam
100%
about
success rate.
6'5", 290.
You're not
Something
running up
like
on
that. You're
dudes.
not running up on buddy, bro.
So yeah, man. I just end that to say. I just end this to say. I would love it if these media people stop angling beef to get views. Let's just talk about the sports. We love y'all for y'all analysts. Everybody ain't got to be Gil's Arena, and even that is too much when everybody is yelling at each other and now you don't even know what anybody is talking about. I hate to say stick to sports, but in this
Stick to
case,
sports.
stick to sports unless you really gonna run up on somebody, which y'all not.
Look, man, I'm gonna close with this. Life is too short. We on the brink of World War III. Every day, the Cheeto in chief wakes up on this period. All right, so we got that. Gas is $8. Like, smack somebody. That's what I would advise. If you got beef, and y'all rich, so whatever lawsuit comes, you can pay it away. And the worst part about it is y'all old, bro. Y'all in y'all 50s, bro. Enough. You know what I'm saying? Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes were playing when I was in high school. Enough. And I appreciate all y'all, but I thought Steven Jackson was corny when he pulled that O-Block stunt. So that's a whole different other thing. And you bring up Gil's Arena. Everybody can't be Gil's Arena, and everybody shouldn't be Gil's Arena, to be completely honest. There's too many makeshift podcasts of everybody trying to be like them. You know why I like 520? Because they just do them.
Yes.
They ain't here to beef with nobody. They out here making jokes and saying what they want to say because they on Teague and Adidas payroll. And that's what I love about 520. They ain't got beef. And that's what I think we do over here, and I'm not going to hold you. We're definitely smaller scale. But I know y'all watch. I know some of y'all watching because I've been in locker rooms where athletes have asked me about stuff I've said, and I double down. And that's the one thing, too. I think a lot of athletes, I'm not going to say the name, a certain Chicago Bears safety, is no longer on the team, asked me about something I said, and I said, yeah. They want to see if you're going to say it. Unfortunately for a lot of you, I went to Chicago public schools, okay? Not only did I go to Chicago public schools, I was a short, fat kid who went to Chicago public schools. So I had to stand on a lot of stuff I said, okay? So I'm not saying, in the words of Bernie Mac, I ain't scared of none of you mother. So that's how I feel. So if anybody thinks they're going to have beef with me, I'm not beefing with you. I said what I said, all right? That's what I think a lot of people need to be at. It's too much theatrics. We can say what we want to say about Stephen A. One thing you cannot say about Stephen A. Smith is he don't follow the smoke up with his own smoke. Stephen A. say, let me know where to meet you at. I will be there. So that's where I'll give Stephen A. his credit. You know what I'm saying? So enough of that. That's all I got to say on that. But let's move on to our main rundown for the day. We got a lot of stuff to get into. We're going to talk about what a crazy week it's been in Chicago sports. Angel Reese getting traded to the Atlanta Dream. Kevin Warren and the Bears coming out saying they're going to make an announcement on the stadium soon. The Bulls fired A.K. Emmy, which I thought Bang was trolling when he put it in the group chat. I almost dropped my phone from running the social media to check. We're going to talk about Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini allegedly committing adultery. We need to bring the word adultery back.
Yeah, we got
That
to bring that
sounds
back.
way more scandalous. Bring
Yeah.
back the Bible words, adultery.
That means like you got to be shamed.
Yeah,
Shame.
like cheating's whatever. Side chick,
Shame.
side dude. No,
Shame.
adultery? That's Game of
Shame.
Thrones watching Cersei walk down the street type
Shame.
level shame.
Shame.
Adultery. And then we gonna talk about why the Justice Department is investigating the NFL. And that same reason is why we started the show 20 minutes late.
Yeah, we had to figure that out.
We had to figure out. Because when Bang asked me, I'm glad he asked me. And then you know somebody you think you know, and then like 2 minutes into me explaining, I noticed I didn't know what I was talking about. So I was like, yeah, I'm with you, Orlando. Bring back the word Jezebel.
Jezebel.
You know to bring back? No. My mama and auntie favorite word, heifer. We need to bring heifer back. Heifer, old school. All right. Yeah, shame. So we're gonna talk about that. I got a lot of thoughts on that. I don't know if y'all saw Levitar yesterday. Dan was struggling to talk about.
Oh, he was sweating. He was like, "Oh man, I don't want to get no text."
Yeah, I like how Greg Cody and Mike was basically like, "Man, we don't care if we cool with it. Let's talk about it." And Dan was just trying to be political. So I got some takes on that. But let's start off with the crazy week in Chicago sports. All these things happened on one day. In fact, I had to record multiple videos on Monday. I was super pissed about that because I just put my equipment up. So if you watch it on my YouTube channel, the video I did on the Bulls, I used my mini mic. By the way, if you're a content creator, mini mics, the best $25 investment you can make. Good quality. If my stupid ass know how to use it, you can use it. Because contrary to pop belief, I am not technology sound at all. I'm very slow with that. The fact I even know how to edit reels right now is amazing.
Do you really?
I think I do.
Okay.
He tried to shit on my editing skills just a second ago.
No, just say AI, man. We got to.
AI does the heavy work. Yeah. But I gotta add the videos and
I just want to make sure.
And pictures and stuff and the music.
Hey man, shouts out to Claude and Perplexity, fam.
Yeah, I didn't know Claude existed until Dante brought that up. But yes, I do use AI to edit my clips. Do not bombard my comments, okay? It is what it is. All right. That's what I meant with it. But I have recorded a video on the news that the Bears were going to be announcing where they're actually going to build the stadium at. And as soon, I'm talking about the minute I uploaded it to YouTube and tweeted it out, Bang put in the group chat, "Oh, AK and Mark got fired." And I was like, shit, the show not till Friday. I got to record a video.
Yep.
So I had to record a video. And the worst thing about it, if you don't have like, a couple 100,000 followers or subscribers, you got to really time your videos out. I don't like dropping 2 long form videos on the same day. But desperate measures call for desperate times. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I said
you got to flip that.
Yeah, I got to flip that. Desperate times call for desperate measures. But shout out to y'all for watching both because I got my usual views. But anyway, Angel Reese. Let's start with Angel. First of all, Angel, you're going to love Atlanta. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
How can I say this without being canceled? Both parties are going to love Angel Reese.
No, they out there. They love they love the Washington and LSU.
Yeah.
They say,
both parties. Oh. Both parties are gonna love Angel Reese. I have no idea about the dream on the basketball court because I'm be real. I don't really know that much about the Chicago Sky on the basketball court.
I'm just gonna make sure that I do this right because I don't want your girl hitting you up saying, "Yo, y'all was terrible at this WNBA coverage."
But see, look, we don't try to. That's the thing.
Yeah,
so people don't get offended. This is not a WNBA thing. This is a basketball thing. I don't know much outside of the basics of the NBA.
I got some thoughts.
Okay, I got some thoughts. Here's my thoughts. The Chicago Fire. I forgot. See, that don't help my cause. The Chicago Sky. The Chicago Sky are not a great organization in the city of non-great organizations. You keep giving away talent. That, to me, doesn't sound like a good thing. This also feels like something that's been in the works for a while. Because remember last season, there was a lot of talk about the way Sky treated Angel, and Angel not really liking being there. Just the way everything was set up when the trade got announced. She already had an Atlanta Dream crew neck on. You know, she had a jersey, everything. This is something that's been in the works for a while, in my opinion. And so the only solid opinion I have on this is less talent in your city as just a sports fan, sports game goer is not a good thing. And they have not had direction since they won that WNBA championship 5 years ago. Everybody from that team gone. The coach is gone. And it just feels like they have no direction. Remember they're supposed to build that super expensive training facility? Where's that joint at? We ain't
It's
heard
in
no
Bedford
updates.
Park.
It's open?
It's they're finishing up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give the floor to Bang because obviously I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh well, goddamn. So from what I gathered, Angel Reese did not ask for a trade. They told her she will be traded, and she worked with them then, but she didn't come in like, "Yo, I want to be traded." Um, but I didn't feel like Angel Reese was a fit when like day one. You already had Camila Cardoza, so you trying to what make a twin towers thing in the middle? No, you needed a front court player and you needed a guard. And I know enough about women's basketball to hope that they go get Kiki Rice at the point guard position because Olivia Miles ain't dropping to five. So I hope they come out with a point guard. Haley Van Lith, I'm not really confident with her being able to run the show and everything. But I am confident in somebody like Kiki Rice who can play the one, or she can flip over and play off guard. I don't necessarily want to see old girl at rap. His name Flage. I don't necessarily want to see her like over here,
Talking about the
playing the
one
two.
at LSU.
Yeah, I see her visiting Overlock too many times. Um, the Sky is a terrible organization though, but this is where I'm also looking at some of these organizations and how did they get a team in the first place? See, this is when you really look and be like, what did the WNBA think? Well, what were they looking at when this person bought this from whoever they bought it from? Because it feels like it's people at the top that don't know what to do, and they're bringing in people that they think they know what to do, but they're not sure. So everybody is not sure. They've made terrible move after terrible move after terrible move. Teresa Witherspoon, hiring her, firing her. Angel Reese. I think drafting Angel Reese again was a terrible idea if you was going to draft Cardoza and not pairing her with a guard. Um, they're I don't even want to say they're living off winning the WNBA championship because I still think it's people in Chicago that don't know that they won a WNBA championship.
That's
So
facts.
that's that too. Now there's reports that they are talking to the LA Sparks to potentially trade Rakia Jackson to the team, and they're talking to Skylar Diggins. So bringing in Rakia Jackson, who I want to say was the third or the fourth pick of the WNBA draft, would be great. So I think that would be a good move. Along with bringing in a veteran presence like Skylar Diggins to help out Haley Van Liv. But you have a team that really don't know what they're doing. You know what the leadership of the Chicago Sky is right now? Me and you. That's literally what they are. They're me and you that just got a team. Like we got a team and we just figured out. Let's hire some people. All right, cool. So they're inept, but it
Imagine
makes
me
me.
owning a WNBA team.
I
I'm like,
don't.
what's the most picks I can give up to get Asia Wilson?
Yeah, and that ain't gonna happen. So I'm glad that the WNBA players is getting a bit more bread. It's good to see some of these max contracts over $1 million and stuff like that. And maybe that will help the Chicago Sky be not inept because you can offer somebody some money and then make you look good. but at the same time, yes, she will hate it here. But they talking, apparently, reportedly, allegedly, but the ownership of the
I was gonna
Chicago Sky
say
is me and you right
Skylar
now.
gonna be outside, but I remember she like my age, so she probably won't be.
Skyline ain't gonna be outside like that. No,
Yeah. That was
that was
10 years
before that.
ago.
But yeah, the WNBA ownership is just like me and you. They see the game, the women's game, but they don't really know. They really don't know. They don't really know what to do. It's just a whole bunch of people that was like, "Yo, let's go buy an organization," and they did it, and that's it. And that's how teams in the WNBA get contracted. They're getting a team in Cleveland, Detroit, Philadelphia. There'd be the Toronto Tempo this year, and the Portland Fire. Also, you had the Golden State Valkyries last year. So it's more teams coming,
The
which
Comets
means we can
coming
make a plan.
back.
The Comets coming back. So the look for the WNBA is bigger now than ever. That being said, however, it sucks for us because I don't think it's really anybody in that organization that really cares about the women's game. Because in the third biggest market of a team that won a recent WNBA championship, you would think they'd be in a better position. They was terrible before that, and they was terrible after that. It's almost like the Chicago Bulls, how that
I was about
legacy
to
is
say
built off of
they're
Mike.
men counter.
That's it.
They don't care about men's basketball. Say like, let's be honest here.
But yeah, they terrible, man. But Angel Reese, like her in Atlanta, like you said, everybody gonna like her up in Atlanta. I hope to see her at
Everybody.
Birthday Bash. I'll be in Atlanta on what, May 24th. Hope to see her backstage at Birthday Bash. So I can say, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you from Chicago. And ask her did she have some Uncle Remus while she was here or just Harold's. But yeah, I'm glad that she's in Atlanta.
Nah, she had both. I know this from
Oh, so she had both.
observation.
Okay,
I
she
saw
had
her
both.
tall, fine ass at the Bears game. She was waiting. I don't want to give up too much, but anyway, there's a at the end of Bears games, there's like a VIP area where any celebrities who come to the game, what they call the wives and the girlfriends, the
The
wags.
Wags.
That's where they all be kicking it at. And I saw Candace Parker, D Rose, Angel Reese with some Remus. I don't know how she got Remus in there, but I seen it was
That's
Remus
great.
at after the Bears game. It wasn't this season. It was Caleb's rookie year. That's what it was. Caleb's rookie year. Big Eberflus era vibes. So I know we lost that game.
I'm proud of her though. I'm proud of her for
Yeah.
having some Uncle Remus
I mean,
too.
Angel, I gotta give Angel credit. I think she lived the Chicago experience when she was here. So
If Angel Reese would have been here, if Angel Reese would have been here in the 2010s, she'd been like, yeah,
yeah,
she probably loved it more.
yeah, probably when there was things to do. I'm gonna get killed for that. Somebody killed me for something I put on Instagram the other day.
About what?
I said we were talking about it was around the LeBron thing when LeBron was talking about cities, and he was like, I don't even like. I was like, I'm be real. I don't want to be in Chicago. He got mad at me.
Oh, I already told you sent me that. Oh, you sent me the audio, fam.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah. He was wild out. He was wild out. But
My man was talking in his old phone voice. He was talking in the bill collectors just came. Hey, how you doing? Hi.
Mom, can I stay over at Tom's house?
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
kind of voice. He was definitely I'm playing Sega with Josh voice he had on. That's what. But the other news that happened right after that, which is kind of no news, but it's news at the same time, that the Bears announced that they're going to be making an announcement about where they're actually going to build the stadium very soon. Now, they didn't say when, just very soon.
Just very soon.
I'm personally at the point where I do not care until there's a shovel in the ground. I'm tired. Like, the fact that I was even able to make a 10-minute video on that, I got to give myself some praise here. Tremendous. Because there's nothing to talk about with this topic. They keep saying, oh, Indiana is not a bluff, da-da-da-da. Yeah, I believe it to an extent. Because if it wasn't a bluff, y'all always say, screw them, we're just going to do this, which y'all have yet to do. Um, just pick a place, man. Just pick a place. That's just where I'm at with it. Enough of this. We're getting closer and closer to obviously not the season, but there's gonna be more Bear stuff to talk about. We got the draft in like 2 weeks. You got which is I almost forgot because this is the first time the Bears ain't had a top 10 pick in God knows how long. So I almost forgot about the draft.
Yeah.
The next month you got rookie camp OTAs, so I'll be up at Hallis a couple times in May. June, mandatory minicamp. And before you know it, July, training camp is back and football is full on. So it's real quick. So um it's just pick somewhere to build it, man. Like we're not gonna see that joint for another 4 to 5 years anyway. There might not be an earth in 4 to 5 years. So any thoughts on this non-announcement here?
I am I am tired of this as well. I am tired of the announcement to make an announcement to make an announcement. At this point, just pick a spot, put the shovels down, call it a day. What irritates me the most is it feels like McCaskey and Warren are on two different planes still. And then it looks embarrassing because then you have George say some shit, and then you have Kevin say some shit, and then you hear from I think it was Indiana legislation like, yo, they're gonna be making a move soon, they're gonna be making decisions soon, and all this stuff here, and then you have the person who did the design of putting a roof over Soldier Field say, hey, you can still do Michael Reese. You could just basically put something over the tracks and yada yada yada. And I'm like, man, at this point, y'all just pick something and be done with it. Um, I do believe it's gonna be Indiana. And the only reason why it's gonna be
So
Indiana is because
you're sold on that.
I'm sold on it's gonna be Indiana
Okay.
because Illinois too quiet.
Yeah.
This
I
ain't the
mean,
time to be
yeah.
quiet if you're them. Indiana, they already laid the groundwork, Jack. So they like, yo, we just waiting on y'all. Illinois a little bit too quiet here, so I got a feeling that when it is announced, it will be in Hammond, Indiana, and they're going to figure out a way to sell whatever they had over in Arlington. They might lose some money off of it, but they're gonna get more than $300 million for that space right there. The one thing that it is still just surprising to hear is people not knowing and understanding that the Chicago Bears do not own Soldier Field.
Yeah,
And this is
I
a lot
thought
of
that was
reason
a
why they're
known
doing it.
fact
Now, I thought that was a known
because
fact.
people keep talking about why you can't build in Chicago. But I'm like, you know what I'm trying to do? What I think I've been doing a good job of in 2026 and going forward is not calling people idiots. It's what I'm really been working hard on when I tell people use your brain. Like, don't you think if the Bears owned it, this would have been taken care of when they
It's
went to
been
do the original renovations 25 years ago?
they've been taken care of.
Yeah,
Been taken care
like
of.
it's just. But I also got to remind myself, the average fan isn't as tapped in as I am, or you are. So I gotta give him grace.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, man.
that's been the most surprising thing out of all of this, that people not knowing to understand that the Bears don't own Soldier Field. And the one thing that is not surprising because I'm still learning it myself is how much was the Friends of the Beach or whatever that joint's called, the Friends of the what? What is it what is that group called where they just don't want nobody to build nothing downtown?
Oh, I have
That
no idea.
whatever that group is, I didn't realize how powerful they were. And but when we look at all of this, we're gonna look at this and say the reason why the Bears are not staying in Chicago is not because they don't want to.
It's because of Chicago and the state.
It's because of the state. It is well. It's because of well. In this case, it will be because of the city and the state. It would be the Friends of the Park. Yes, it would be because of the Friends of the Park who don't want anything down there because they think it's going to be an eyesore, but it won't be an eyesore when that plane slides over whatever this park will be named, and it's going to look good on the city lights. It's going to look good, but for some reason, the Friends of the Park don't want that down there, and we're going to realize that they feel I guess they are the mob of the parks and recreation of Chicago,
Yeah,
and
biggest
that's why it's gonna
game
be
in
somewhere else.
Chicago. But they're gonna find out when that massive attraction is no longer there. You're gonna find out very, and I think this is gonna be something that if they do go to Hammond, Indiana, and I think you could be right about that being the case. I do think it's gonna be something that the
In the
city and the
car.
state are gonna look at and really feel stupid 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Because when it's put together, when it looks amazing, and by the way, if you're gonna take this long to make the stadium, this stadium better be mind blowing.
Yeah, it
Like
better
this
be.
better be SoFi. I'm trying to think of the best stadiums I've been to. SoFi, US Bank in Minnesota is gorgeous. Mercedes Benz in
Oh my
Atlanta
God.
is my favorite. Actually, I'll put like SoFi is my favorite stadium. Mercedes Benz has my favorite amenities.
So I've said it on this show. I'll say it again. The reason why I would not take my wife to Soldier Field is because she was in box. She was in the suites in Mercedes Benz Stadium,
Yeah,
and I
once
don't
you
think
go to
she
the suites of
understands.
Mercedes Benz, bro,
That's it.
you can't go. I look, all love the Soldier
She's sending me
Field,
pictures
all
talking
love to
about some.
be,
She's sending me pictures talking about some. Oh, look at this,
bro.
and I'm sitting there
The
like, damn.
suites at Soldier Field are so basic. And low key, they be getting them the same food the media be getting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't have them chicken tenders, and I didn't pay 10 racks for it. So, it's just basic. I tell the story 80 times. I have never had red velvet cookies at a football game. They open Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. So
Mm.
first of all, I love Atlanta. Y'all know I'm not big on the South. No disrespect to anybody from the South. I'm just not big on the South. But Atlanta and New Orleans are my cities right there.
Oh
New
yeah.
Orleans. And I gotta say too about New Orleans. For an old stadium, the Superdome, pretty nice. I
But
gotta say.
they ain't
Pretty
renovated that.
nice.
They
They
renovated
renovated
that
that
joint
joint,
15 times.
but it's nice. Much nicer than I thought it would be. But yeah, if you're gonna take this long to build the stadium, it better be nice. Not Soldier, but SoFi is the greatest. It's one of the greatest. The other great stadium I've been to is the NFL's International Stadium, which is the home of Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. Their stadium, oh my God, shit football team, but an amazing stadium. Amazing stadium. Now they try to do their best American food by giving us the worst chicken tenders I've ever had in my life, but the stadium itself, incredible. So that and
Mary,
SoFi,
did you have red velvet cake cookies at Mercedes Benz Stadium? It was good. Damn.
yeah,
It was wait, it was what? It was very tasteful. You're not getting very tasteful food in Chicago at Soldier Field.
not at all,
You're not getting. You got.
not at all.
See. I can see my wife. Right. I know my wife. I can see my wife right now. We go get some chicken tenders over at Soldier Field, and
And
she biting
and
these
and,
chicken
and
fingers like,
the Italian beef that they don't fully dip,
right.
gentrified Italian beefs, no,
Damn.
no,
This was
brother.
this.
They
This what
had
y'all be eating in here?
They had greens at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm talking about. I knew Black Hands cooked this, bro. Like that's I've been covering the NFL. I've been to more than half of the stadiums in the NFL. I have never took a to-go plate until I did that Bears Falcons game. I was walking out that joint like dirt. I didn't even care what the score was. It was amazing. And I will say this, Minnesota, it is Minnesota, but that stadium, beautiful. And it hates me to say it. They have the worst stadium in the NFC North. They have the worst stadium. The only stadium in the NFL that I think is worse than Soldier Field is FedEx Field.
Mm, yeah.
It is
Sky had a
god
to-go
awful
plate. He left Mercedes-Benz Stadium with a to-go plate
with a to-go
and some
plate, bro.
greens.
Yes. And we can
The
call my brother.
chairs.
He can vouch for me.
Wait a minute,
We
they
can
got
call
comfortable
Dante.
chairs?
Huh?
Oh, she's telling me about the chairs in the suite. She said they comfortable, they lean back.
Oh, I didn't have the sweet chairs. We had them
Uh,
hard media chairs. But you can
mm.
ask Dante too. I know Dante's done a couple games out of there. Shout out to Atlanta. So I say all that to say this. if you're gonna take this long to build a stadium, it better be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to say. Now let's get to the main story in Chicago sports this week. The Chicago Bulls.
Just put him in his car seat.
You telling me that Atlanta is sold for the stadium? I don't know if it's available to fans. This is a very privileged comment that I'm about to say right here. But for the media, we had soul food, brother. I had mac and cheese. Not white people mac and cheese.
Man, mac and cheese, green.
Black people mac and cheese, bro.
Oh, wait a minute. She said mac and cheese is good. The
Yeah.
Chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders. We had baked and fried chicken.
Was it the Magic City wings?
No, it wasn't. I know from experience. I spent a couple hours in Magic City. Those were not the me and Pat went to Magic City at like 3 p.m. Back when I was a hooligan in 2013, where I would just go to strip clubs for the food. Good times.
Good times. We digress.
Back to the Bulls. He said, now I'm getting hungry. Me too. I wish I could recreate what I was eating. But you know what I'm gonna do? You just gave me a content idea. I'm gonna do a video on my YouTube channel. It's the fattest video I'm ever gonna do in my life, but I'm gonna do it. Ranking media stadium food. I'm gonna do that. Cause the best popcorn ever, Staples Center. Ask Pat. I used to leave out Staples Center with a bucket, brother. I leave out Staples Center with a bucket, and they would leave beers in the refrigerator for media in the games. For me and Pat were going there. I opened his book. I'm like, this is when we lived together. I was like, you take half, I take half. We take this back to the crib. We walk out of, when you watch an NBA game and you see LeBron walking past where it says Staples Center.
Yeah.
Imagine me and Pat walking past that sound, clanking sounds coming out our book bag.
Man.
Beer bottles.
hey,
but,
come up time.
Yeah, I'm doing a video on that. So check it out. But anyway, the Bulls decided to say we're not going to be outdone by the Bears in the sky. We firing these dudes. You said Scott is going to be a food influencer. Yeah, I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be hitting the microphone like this. That's what I'm going to be doing on Instagram. But they decided to fire AK and West Side West. This I did not expect. And what was funny is because I feel like we spoke it up. Me, you, Mikey, Dante were talking in the group chat about, what's going to be the next move for the Bulls. Are they going to actually get rid of them? And that's why when you said they fired him, I thought you was trolling. Because we were literally just talking about it. I was like, ain't no way to happen that quickly. So I'll say this. And I said this in my video on my YouTube channel. Great move. I'm glad they did it. Needed to be done. 6 years wasted. On top of the other, 22 years that has been wasted in my time as a Bulls fan. But good move, but what's next? Now, there's a lot of different ways that could go. I haven't really heard too many legitimate candidates yet, but there's been some names thrown out. Mike Dunleavy Jr., which I think would be peak Bulls, and that'll be the quickest way to continue my bullcott. Shout out my boy Sylvie for the word bullcott. And there's Bob Myers, which I was informed by my manager the other day that Bob Myers really didn't do anything with the drafting of the people who really made moves towards. So I don't know how I feel about that anymore.
Okay, I was not wrong in my thinking. Keep going.
Yeah, because he had texted me because we were talking about it, and I was like, Bob Myers. He's like, man, and I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without saying who he worked for, but basically, he knows from a very, very reliable source that he did not draft those players.
No.
So the only thing he was really involved in was, the Andrew Wiggins deal, I think Jordan Poole and stuff like that. So real low level deal. He inherited Clay and Steph. And I don't think he actually drafted Draymond either. Nah. So I don't know how I feel about that one anymore. But here's one that made me go, But also at the same time, the Masai Ujiri president, Lou Aldane, general manager.
Yes.
combo. And this is why I'm like that you know that gif of that white girl and she's like has a drink and she's like, mm,
Mm. Yep. Man.
that's me. That's me. If you listen to the audio and not watch the video, it's the gif of the white girl and she's like drinking something and like she likes it and then she changes her mind. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. He didn't really bring KD in. That was Jerry West.
Yeah, yeah, Jerry
Yeah.
West.
Said Jerry West had to stop Bob from trading Clay for Kevin Love. Yes, I remember that. I remember that one. It said, get ready to speak Rob Pelinka. You laughing, but that can happen. I'm laughing, but that can happen. Rob Pelinka. I ain't gonna say that. I will do things I don't need to be doing if Rob Pelinka is at the Advocate Center. But that's kind of intriguing because I like Masai Ujiri. I think he built a lot of good teams. I love his aggressiveness to go get a Kawhi Leonard and not thinking about the feelings of the other people on the team, and it worked out. Kawhi left, but you got a championship. He's forever good in the country of Canada because of that. And it's not like he built bad teams before that. He just kept running into LeBron James. So that would be something that I'm like, What I'm not really rocking with is Luol Deng as general manager. That's why I'm like, just because what's his history in
Basketball
front
Africa.
offices?
Basketball Africa.
I'm not gonna really say what's
Or
on my
or
mind.
or
So
like
we
the night didn't he do the didn't he do like one of the Nigerian like did he want to do one of the African teams for the Olympics?
yeah, but that don't mean you should be general manager
I
of the
mean,
Bulls.
I'm just asking. That's I'm just trying to figure out what he do because I
He
don't.
said yeah, I don't know what he did. He said let Palinka end up running Bulls. They don't get them threatening notes from me in Italian. I don't know if Palinka's Italian. Palinka's white
Man,
privilege. That's what he is.
I wish the Bulls had enough money to just go call Presti and be like, "Yo, what you want?"
Yes. Big bank. You know what? Though, as a matter of fact, the Bulls do have enough money. What are we talking about?
They
The
do.
Bulls do have enough money to get because that stuff don't count against your cap.
I
The
know.
Bulls
I
got
know.
money
I'm still. I know
to
it don't
get.
count. I don't know.
They're not gonna do it, but they got the money.
But I wish I that's something that I would just be like, yo, okay. Here's the messed up thing. What I'm about to say. I remember back in the day when GMs was GMing and assistant
Yeah.
GMs was GMing, so you could just go identify some candidates and be like, yo, let's go ahead and go out there and get that person. But now the way that the leagues is shaping up, you have people that work with agents that's getting jobs. You have people that work for Nike and Adidas and stuff getting jobs. You have people that work in sports media getting some of these jobs. They fired the vice president and the GM. So you might be looking for somebody that could do dual, or you probably looking for two people. So when you look at this, there's a lot of people name like I'm not good with the Mike Dunleavy situation too because they ain't been nothing in Golden State since he been there too now. They made some dumbass decisions over there since he's been there too. There's some names that I've learned about, like my man from Boston, Mike Zarin. He's the VP of basketball operations, and he's the number two guy. Brad Stevens is the number one guy. And I do wonder, even like, is Brad Stevens the one who's really making all the decisions? He's the face of it. Is he the Theo of the Boston Celtics, like how Theo was for the Whites, for the Red Sox, and stuff like that? I guess without knowing some of these names, they need to look at the number twos as some of the most successful organizations long term, not short term, long term. So you look at teams that's had long term success. You look at who's somebody in OKC that you could pluck. You go look at somebody from Boston you could pluck. Who are the successful people in those? And then you go from there. It's hard for me to say who I would want to be in that position because you're not hearing these names like you did last year, but who, or years prior, excuse me, like 10, 15 years ago. But what I would just hope that the Bulls do is find somebody who has a long-term solution. They're not going to give up control. Michael Reinsdorf is not going to be like, yo, here, you run the show. Because if that's the case, Billy Donovan wouldn't be getting the pub that he's getting right now. Nothing against Billy Donovan.
I got some
Just
takes on Billy when
just
you're done.
just saying that if you're bringing in somebody to run this organization, he's going to bring in whoever he wants to bring in. If he like Billy, then he like Billy, but he shouldn't be handcuffed to this person. That's already going to get a couple of people out there because they're going to want to bring somebody that they know that they're familiar with. They need to have a long term plan for this team. Team's going to probably have 2 first-round picks this year if the Portland Trailblazers go to the playoffs. They got every second-round pick for the next. It feel like they got every second-round pick for the next 15 years. You got Matas over there. You got Freak Man Giddy that's over there. You got a decent young core over there. You need somebody that's also, and this is something that I don't think has been talked about enough. You really just gonna need somebody that's really connected with this league. People
You
always
need
talk about
somebody
free
who's
agents that's not
connected
coming to the Bulls. You
to the
need somebody that
21st
people
century
love. Yes.
way of doing business in the NBA.
You need somebody that these players know and they respect and they love. That's why somebody at one of these or agent organizations might be straight that want to get into this. But you need somebody that's connected to the players. That's how you're going to get people to Chicago. You can't get some random nerdy pencil pusher because he's good with analytics to be the VP or the GM because he's good at those. Because then when you start talking to some of these players, they're gonna be like, who this L7 ass dude that's trying to get me to come to the Bulls? No, you need somebody with swag. You need somebody with charisma. That's why that's why old dude at Toronto is somebody that I will rock with because he has that along with knowing how to build a championship team in the 21st century. You go out there and just say, I want to go get this pencil pusher, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. You need somebody who's good at the three, somebody who's good at evaluating talent, who knows analytics. Like, y'all know I'm anti analytics in sports, but that's just because I'm a fan in media. General managers need to damn near know what's going on. Analytics are for players and general managers, okay, not for fans. So you need somebody who knows that. You need somebody who doesn't care about spending money. That's the number two thing. One thing I think, as much as I couldn't stand Garpax, that you couldn't say about them, they knew how to draft. They knew how to draft. It was weekend. They had great drafts. Their problem was free agency, was trades, was not adding on to the good drafts that they had. So you need somebody who's good with player movement. And like you said, you need somebody who's cool, bro. Like Masai Ujiri, players want to come play with him. He knows what these players think. He knows how they're going to want to move, what kind of team they want to be on. You need that. And this goes to the Billy Donovan thing. Because I know a lot of fans are upset about the Bulls even wanting to still be involved with Billy Donovan. I always said through these last couple of years or 5 years, however long Billy's been head coach. I mean, obviously the coach takes some blame because he's a coach, but this is a front office issue. I don't think Billy is a bad coach. I don't think Billy's great either. And all respect to him being in the Basketball Hall of Fame, but we all know he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame because he had 2 great years at Florida, where they won back to back with those Joakim Noah, Al Horford, who's my man, Corey, who's the dude he played for the Timberwolves.
Um,
He was a shooter. I think he was like their two guard. His
Damn, I
name
forgot
is
his name.
escaping me. I can see him right now. His name is escaping me. But that era of Florida Gators is why.
Corey Brewer, Corey Brewer, Corey
Corey
Brewer,
Brewer.
Corey Brewer.
No, it wasn't Corey Brewer. Was it Corey
Yeah, they
Brewer?
went to Florida. Yeah,
Okay, it was Corey
it
Brewer.
was Joakim Noah, Al Horford, and Corey Brewer.
Okay, you're right. Corey Brewer, yeah. So that's what they got to do. Do I have faith that Michael Reinsdorf is going to get the right guy? Absolutely not. But I am open to being wrong. I don't have a problem if they bring Billy back or even put him in the front office. I personally think if you're going to make a move like this, don't half-ass it. Go full clean sheet. Full clean sheet. Start over, new front office, new head coach. Let your new press or general manager come in and pick their coach. Because
Yeah.
there's always going to be animosity when it's not your guy. Then we said this 2 years ago before Caleb got drafted. The your guy theory is a real thing in sports. So peep that. Um, Good comment right here about Orlando. Austin Brown is the name that Dan Bernstein said he's been hearing a lot. He's in charge of the basketball division at CAA. That's interesting. I don't know much about this gentleman, but if you work in a CAA, that means you have relationships with these players.
Yep.
So that would be something that we just talked about. Whatever the move is, I just hope it's a smart move. This is not going to be something that I'm going to overreact to, even if they do, spend money on Masai Ujiri. The only way that they can make a hire that I'm going to get like hype about is a hire that's not going to happen, and that's plucking Sam Presti from OKC. And even then, you're going to have patience because we know Sam Presti like taking the long route. This ain't gonna be something that's gonna be quick. And Sam Presti is gonna be running the ship. Now, granted, you're gonna have an easier time trying to bring free agents to Chicago than Oklahoma City. So that might help him in his favor a little bit. Overall, they just gotta make the best signing and hope that 5 years from now, we talk about the Bulls as a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference and
So
not talking about
so
hires and fires.
so Austin Brown is from the crib too.
Interesting.
So that's another thing, and they said that he actually interviewed with the Bulls before they hired AK and everything. So and he a brother from what it looked like. So
And so, look, I
yeah,
say this: my last message to Michael Reinsdorf: build your own legacy, brother. Don't be like your penny pinching father. All right, build your
yeah.
own legacy, brother. You should want to say, "Screw what my daddy did. I want to be known as the guy who is rebuilt one of the most iconic franchises, and not just the NBA, but in sports. The Bulls are a global brand." And the fact that they're still a global brand when they've been god awful for going on 30 years tells you a lot about the staying power of that brand. We said this last year when the Bears made the playoffs. People forgetting just how much of a Bears town this is. People forget just how much people love the Bulls. When the Bulls travel to LA, I've been to Laker games when they played the Bulls. I've been to Clipper games when they played Bulls. It's 50-50 crowd because the Bulls have a big fan base. So
Mm-hmm.
please take advantage of that. Do I have faith they will? Absolutely not. But I would love to be proven wrong. Any final thoughts before we move on to the most salacious story that we
Hey
have to talk
man,
about?
I'm just hoping they make the right decision because, as I said on some dude pod, I'll say it here too. The Bulls are the most irrelevant franchise in Chicago right now. The Bears are ahead of them. The Cubs are ahead of them
Are
because
you
of
sure they're more
be,
irrelevant than the White Sox?
Yep, because the White Sox future prospects look better than the Bulls right now. You
Okay,
got the number one
fair play.
pick in the you got the number one pick in the college draft that's coming up.
Yeah, we do.
And you do have some hope within the farm system too. And just off of the fact that there's a
You
potential new
got Colson
stadium that's coming up.
Montgomery. You
You got
got the
Coastal
Southside
Montgomery.
Samurai.
Yep, right, and you got him right there, and just the fact that they're even just a small buzz of them potentially having a new stadium, and the Abisha brothers having a piece of them. Just off of that, they are more relevant for future than the Bulls are right now. The Chicago Fire, no, the 78. You ain't even got to say no more. But adding to the fact that they are looking at international people coming into the team and all that stuff.
Brother, they get Neymar, and you will see me at that stadium every weekend.
So with that being said, tell me what the Bulls got. They ain't got no Caleb Williams. They ain't got no number
Yeah.
one pick
They
right
ain't got
now.
no
We don't know
Connor
what the letter.
Bedard.
They ain't got no Connor Bedard. They ain't got none of that. They have nothing. 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 They
It's
are the
true.
most irrelevant franchise in Chicago sports right now. And this to me is the most important offseason in Bulls history.
Yeah.
Why? Is because not only are they are relevant, it's because this legacy for the Bulls is strictly built off of one man and six rings. It is built off of Mike. The legacy of the Chicago Bulls is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You're
Yep.
still living off of that. But after a while, as my son get older, as these younger kids get older, they're going to be looking at a Bulls team with no success. At least
Bro, we
some of us
15
had their
years
growths.
removed from the last Eastern Conference Finals appearance with Derrick Rose.
Exactly. So this team is irrelevant. And people got to understand that this team is irrelevant. The Bulls have to understand that this team is irrelevant. And they really have no success outside of Michael Jordan. So these fans that's coming up, they're not going to care about the Bulls because what is it to be happy about other than somebody that you're still living off of who not only ain't playing your uniform since 1998, he's seeing success as a NASCAR owner.
Yep. Yep. Get it together, Bulls. Let's talk about the story that I know a lot of people want to hear our takes on. This one blew me away. So allegedly, I'm gonna use lawyer words here. Allegedly, Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini are having an affair. That's another word we gotta bring back. Affair. They are committing adultery, allegedly. Here's my take on this. First of all, when the pictures when the article with the pictures got sent to the group chat and it just said Mike Vrabel with lady, I was scrolling. I was like, maybe my eyes deceive me. Shorty looked like Diana Russini. And then I think it was you or Dante mentioned it was Diana Russini. I was like, oh, I knew I wasn't tripping. Now, somebody who is a frequent watcher of Levitard show, I've heard the foul things that she would mask as jokes that she said about her husband. And hearing those things, I'm not really shocked about what's going on. Now, I don't know this brother. He might have a flock of hoes. I will hope so. But you probably dodged the bullet, brother. Just from here, in fact, Instagram made like a reel of all the crazy things she just said about her wife on TV, with everybody else being uncomfortable but her. If you can make friend of the program Stugatz uncomfortable, then you saying some wild stuff. Okay, so that's how it is. I thought what was funny to me is this. There's a couple things that was funny. One, the strong denial from Diana Russini, Mike Vrabel, and surprisingly, the Athletic. I thought the Athletic would can her by now. Now maybe it's because it's women. You gotta be a little more careful. You gotta wait for solid evidence. Whatever, whatever. Now they said that you didn't see the other 6, 7 people. These were friends. This is a friend group, a friend event. I will say this: I have a couple platonic female friends. I ain't never, ever done the locked hands
Yeah.
hug with any of my homegirls. In fact, I do the one arm hug with my homegirls. If I even do the real hug, there's some other stuff going on.
You got to side
Yeah,
track that.
yeah, the side hug. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never done the staring each other's eyes with the locked hands hug. That's crazy. All right. There was nobody around. I love how they sent a new version of the pictures where it's zoomed out and there's nobody around. And yeah, that's a good point, Ray Orlando. The Athletic doesn't want a lawsuit because these pics don't prove anything technically.
But
But
they are
as
reinvestigating.
they are reinvestigating, did not know that. Now
Yes.
somebody tweeted this, what I thought was hilarious. He said, "If this is platonic, then I ain't been living." That's hilarious because it's very true. You ain't never been sunbathing out by the pool with your homegirl in like a luxurious apartment.
Not by
Cut the
yourself.
shit. Not by yourself.
Not by yourself. They talking about they didn't see the 6 other people. Well, look, let me just say this, Scott. It's 3 things that I think that's big for this. First of all, this ain't got nothing to do with Diana Rossini to me. This has everything to do with Mike Vrabel and somebody watching him.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Somebody was watching
obviously
him.
because you're not just gonna be tracking Diana Russini randomly.
Not only are you not going to be just tracking Diana Rossini, the fact that those pictures got out and they said Mike Vrabel and another woman. So they didn't even know that that was Diana
They didn't know who
Rossini.
Shorty was.
The other thing, I ain't see her husband come out with a statement.
That's because Jeff has hoes. I don't even know if
That's
that's
just,
his name. But the
I
way
got
she be talking about him, I know he got a roster.
so I got a couple of theories, all alleged, but just like I said last week with Jay Ivey, and it's very interesting that family hasn't come out with a statement to support Jaden. It is very ominous that nobody has come out family wise with a statement to Diana Rossini. Now, that being said, we don't know these people business. We don't know these people business. We don't know if they got an open relationship. We don't know if Diana Rossini and her husband got an open relationship. We don't know if either got a roster of hoes on there. We don't know. So that's why I'm like with the Diana Rossini shit. The only thing that I could say to that is the fact that it got out. It damn near ruins your respectability in covering objectively. It ruins that, in my opinion.
See, that's the bigger story. The
That's
bigger story is whether true or not. Let's be
it
real.
hurts.
I think it's true, but it's beside the point. Uh, it kills our credibility
It kills that.
because there's already a nasty overtone with women who work in media about how to get their scoops. We're
Yep.
not naive to this. We know the conversations that go on in the media space and outside the media space. Oh, she's probably sleeping with him. Even the most successful ones.
Yeah.
It's like you give them no credit for their actual journalistic ability.
Yeah.
So
So
you
no
take
matter.
it, yeah, you take the little respect they had and you add this, it's gone.
Yeah, no, I mean, all jokes aside, if this is not true, it kills her credibility. If it's
Regardless.
true
Yeah.
and this is known within circles, then it definitely is you barely had any credibility to begin with, and they probably looking like, damn, your ass got slipped up. And again, things that follow women in this industry is terrible. So while that is the bigger story, because it does involve journalism, and you start looking at these other people in media not addressing it, because one thing that I thought that was hilarious, I will say this was hilarious when I was thinking about it. Everybody was killing that black lady when she saluted Liam Cohen after the Jacksonville loss. They was killing her. Oh man, it's not any respect for journalism and this and that and blah blah blah. Well, we have a journalist who's seen canoodling with an NFL head coach. I don't
Condoodling.
care if it's six people,
Yeah.
those photos don't look right. Those photos alone do not look
I
right.
always ask this question. If you had these pictures, let's just say you're Mike Vrabel, and you showed this to your girl or your wife, would she be okay with these
My
pictures?
wife
If
would
the answer is no, then
my
there you
wife
have
would cuss me out. My wife would
it.
cuss me out. And she'd be like, yo, where's the other pictures at then? But where am I at? Like,
Yeah.
eh, unless Mike Vrabel, in his statement, he didn't say I was there with my wife. And she didn't say she was there with her husband. She said they were there with other people. So, with that being said, unless you about to tell me that y'all swapping,
Right, I was about to say,
the
unless
optics
you at a
don't look,
Will and Jada party.
unless you swapping that weekend, it don't look good because you was with him at a secluded place. It just don't. But to me, we need to be having more of a conversation with Mike Vrabel. To
Yeah.
me, we need to be having more of a conversation with Mike Vrabel because we don't know what narratives Mike Vrabel could be using Diana Rossini to push out there in the first place. She ain't using him. I mean, you could say that she's using him for no, he using her. Like she's the person that's really getting used in the
She's the
situation.
mouthpiece.
She's the mouthpiece. She's the one who's getting used in the situation. We're the one who talking about Diana Rossini. We ain't talking about Mike Vrabel. While they both married, he's an NFL head coach on a team that's had a history of some wild shit going on with women, huh? Go look at the owner. We should be having a
Or just
conversation.
wild shit in general.
Right. We should
They
be
housed a
having
murderer for like 5 years.
we should be having more of a conversation around Mike Vrabel and the decisions that he's making because he got to come up in that locker room. He got to go up in that locker room. And those players probably be looking at him too, like, yo, so what you be feeding Diana other than X, Y, and Z, right?
That's
Like,
real.
what's really going on? But because of the profession that I work in,
You don't want to be
it's
talking
like,
to
oh,
your coach thinking you talking to ESPN.
exactly, you don't. So Diana Rossini those photos look crazy, and the fact that none of their spouses came out in support to say, "Hey, nah, we good over here. Y'all go ahead and cut it out." Ain't nobody did that, and nobody made no joint statement or anything like that. Go watch Imperfect Women episode 4. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I think that's more of the situation going on. I think it's, hey man, Mike, no, we gonna come out with this together. And Mike, like, nah, fam, you just go ahead and go tell your husband what it is. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it's some freak shit that's going on in the Russini Vrabel household. Wouldn't. All alleged though.
Nothing after 10 years in Los Angeles will surprise me. Nothing. There's nothing on the soul. But it really just comes down. I think they were cheating. They were having an affair. That's what I think.
Yeah,
But
Orlando. Yeah, TV. Imperfect
imperfect
Women.
woman is
Apple
why.
TV. Apple TV.
Who's in
Yeah.
it?
Kerry Washington,
You ain't gotta say no
Elizabeth
more.
Olsen, Kerry Washington, Elizabeth Olsen,
Oh, you got
and
Carrie and Elizabeth Olsen.
yeah, and Kay Mara. Not Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh,
Not Elizabeth Olsen. Elizabeth. What's the woman that was on Handmaid's Tale? I forgot her name real quick. The Scientologist lady.
you say
But
Kate Mara. I'm watching, so
oh yeah,
I'm.
Kate Mara with the blonde hair
Yeah, man.
is up in there
Yeah,
too.
I treat white women
Elizabeth
like
Moss. Yeah,
window
Elizabeth
shopping.
Moss. Elizabeth Moss. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I treat white women like window shopping. Look but don't touch. But Kate Mara is very high on my white women list, so I will be tuning in today. Final topic. The reason we are 20 minutes late today. So, the Justice Department is investigating the NFL. And in the most simple way that I can break this down, I'm holding a pen right now, like I'm taking notes and shit. The most simple way I can break this down, the NFL has been able to skate around antitrust laws since 1961 to grow the game and have access to airing their games on all these different channels. But now, with the art of streaming, the era of streaming, everything's more expensive. If you want to watch every single game in the NFL this season, which is impossible, but if you want to, you got to have cable, you got to have regular TV, you got to have Peacock, you got to have the NFL app for Red Zone, you got to have all these other apps, Disney Plus, to watch the games. And because of that, it is raising the price for fans. And, the DOJ has a problem with that. I always say, when there's the money, follow the white man. I don't think there's nothing to do about caring with the fans. The government don't even care about our health care. So you can't convince me that they care about me paying $15 a month for Peacock. They don't. The issue here is they not getting their cut.
Right.
That's what this is. So that's pretty much the most basic way I can put it. I'm really, if I'm the NBA, not the NBA, if I'm the NFL, I'm not really losing sleep over this because I am the NFL. Things almost always go my way or their way. Um, I think I wish we heard on the Good Morning America clip, and it was like, "Do you think fans will stop watching?" No, and that's why they do it because the number one thing that fans will always pay for is live sports. Now, I'm not saying that people don't illegally stream and do things like that. Of course, I don't have the patience to illegally stream. I'll pay the five. I'm a very impatient man, and I don't
Very.
want to see PlayStation 1 like graphics when I'm watching the game. I need 4K. In fact, Paramount Plus, it makes no sense. All this money, y'all just sold the company. Why am I watching Champions League games in standard HD? Get it together. All
Oh
right.
wow.
It be pissing me off. It makes no sense. In fact, I think the only league that does consistent 4K streaming is the Premier League on Peacock. Because Peacock does that well with the NFL, with the NBA, all that. So that's just my personal complaints. But obviously, to me, it just looks like the country want their cut. That's really all this comes down to, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, now that you explained it, it definitely sounds like the country's like, yo, we need bread, fam. What we doing? Because at first, I was like, I know that the Attorney General in Florida came at the NFL, said they need to kill the Rooney Rule. We talked about it on the show, and then Roger Goodell like, nah, we straight on that. We good. Rooney Rule stay. So then somebody in the government like, oh, word. You already know Trump don't like y'all over here too. So shit, let's go ahead and mess with y'all. But then when you mention all of the streaming platforms and you got you got Paramount Plus slash CBS, you got NBC Peacock, you got Netflix, YouTube TV, and then in some cases you got to watch this game only here and all of that. It seems like they're selling games and they're selling weeks at this point, and it makes it confusing to the consumer. And then it feels like it does circumvent the pay and the competition of pay, being able to bid on instead of saying, "Yo, we gonna sell this block programming, so to speak." So now I truly understand now why the government is like, yo, wait a minute, hold on, Playboy, hold on, what y'all doing over there? And it does. You're right. I'm the same way. I'm one of those people that'll pay the five. I don't
Yeah.
need I don't need some captions and shit popping up on the screen and then my computer get infected because
I don't need
it's
DJ
is
drama drops while I'm watching the sports game.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need my computer to get infected because streaming is the new LimeWire.
Yes.
Like streaming and stuff or ripping pirating streaming is the new LimeWire. So if y'all don't know what LimeWire is, it was a software that
Oh,
everybody who
we
had a
that
computer
far gone that
used.
people don't know
Yes, we
LimeWire.
are.
Man,
Yes, we
Lord,
are.
man.
LimeWire was a service that we used to go rip content, and sometimes that content came with some malware, some viruses.
I
That's what
remember I
streaming is.
used LimeWire to download Blueprint 3 when I was in college.
Oh
And
wow.
this is what my stupid ass messed up. I downloaded it using the campus internet. I got an email the very next day. I thought the feds was finna bust my doors down. So I made sure to not download music till I was under my parents' Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
I
no,
learned my lesson that day.
it was LimeWire, and then when that started going crazy, Rap Godfathers. Shouts out
Rap
to
Godfathers. Yeah, I
rapgodfathers.com
remember that.
for holding me down. That's what pirating streaming is at this point. It is Rap Godfathers, LimeWire, and taking a chance because you'll be watching the show, and then next thing you know, it'll be some poon pop up, and while you're trying to watch it, next thing you know, it's and everybody trying to watch the game. What's this, son? Oh, let me go ahead and cut that out real quick, just because you was too I don't want to say the what I mean. Let me rewind that. Just because you did not want to pay the
LimeWire
five.
gave you malware. What stupid ass. A song that wasn't what you wanted or Bill Clinton. Yeah.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
Bill Clinton.
Like, oh man. So yeah, that we gotta
Or the
figure it
wrong
out.
version of Canon. Everybody had the wrong version of Canon when not drop, Dedication 2 came out.
Oh yeah, it was definitely like other rappers
Yeah.
that
Like, I
wasn't on the
don't want
floor.
this Gilly the Kid version, man. We're Wayne it. I know everybody remember the Gilly version of Canon.
I
Everybody
forgot
remember
until
that.
you said it.
Yeah. Good
I forgot
times.
all about that until you said it. Or like, songs missing in that thing. Yeah. We gotta figure that out, NFL.
Definitely, man. That is all we got for y'all today, man. On I'm not gonna hold you. Um, it's getting warmer outside, and I realized this week just how much warm weather helps my mood. It really does.
It's the vitamin D pause that the
Yeah,
sun gives.
yeah, that's crazy.
The sun helps you out. The sun gives you that.
Uh,
Kills the depression.
what's to watch this weekend?
Man, I'm actually going to get back into Your Friend and Neighbors.
Okay.
Season 2 started for Your Friend and Neighbors, or yeah, Your Friend and Neighbors. I love that. John Hand, shouts out to him. Watch episode 5 of Imperfect Women. Daredevil, we back, y'all. We here now. That I
Yes.
hate when people start talking about Daredevil like those first episodes. Is oh man, it's boring. They always set you up, fam. They always
And
set
people
you up.
think those episodes are boring. You're not a real Daredevil
That
fan.
right, that's one. And two, yeah, they always set you up for this right here. So now they can start going ham and stuff. So shouts out to Daredevil. The Boys dropped. So I watched
Yeah.
that, those couple of episodes. The Boys is really inching on being like
Yeah.
top
I
10
want to
for
see
me.
how this season ends. I've only watched the first episode of this season so far. I didn't watch the second one yet. I'm not gonna say what happened in the first episode because of spoiler. but a
Right.
major character gets killed off. Um, but it's real funny how the country is just like how it is in the show, and they're kind of like above or ahead of the curve on that. Every time I think of the boys, I just think about working at Amazon when the original show got pitched, and I was looking at the original drawings, and that's why I don't work there anymore. Because I was like, this look dumb as hell. Like this some fake ass Avengers shit. But I was also the dude who thought Tia Marie was gonna blow up over Rihanna. So obviously I don't have an eye for talent. Um, so don't listen to me.
Hey,
But
hey, no, 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 no. I'm not even gonna put that on you, fam. I'm not even gonna put that on you, fam. If it unless you work at a label, if anybody's gonna come over here and say, yo, they expected Rihanna to blow up over Tierra Marie when Rihanna wasn't even credited on the Memphis Bleak joint, but Tierra
yeah,
Marie was
five
getting
three
blown up
four.
every now and then. Now, no, 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 no. They put her in every position. They
Yeah,
did. It's just that Rihanna dropped that Ponder replay, and that
Ponder
was it.
replay.
That was
And
it.
then
I'm not even gonna let you do that.
yeah, okay, thank you for that.
Cause don't
Because
nobody even know that Memphis Bleak got a Rihanna feature.
a lot of people don't. That was actually the first time I heard Rihanna on five three
Exact.
four.
That was the first time we all heard,
Yeah,
and well, I ain't
we're
gonna say
real
we all.
rockheads.
Real rockheads know that at that song after at that song it was Dear Summer, then that
Yep. Around
and
here.
around here, and then it was that song with Rihanna.
Yeah, and then like you said, she didn't get credited, but Bleak at the beginning of the song, I got my girl from Barbados,
Right.
Rihanna. I was like, okay, I don't know who
Like,
this
hey,
chick
oh,
is.
well, this chick is we don't know who it is, but I
Yeah.
bet you know what
Shout
I'm
out to
saying.
Bleak. Shout out to Bleak.
It ain't Tia Marie, but we there.
I thought Tia Marie was out of here.
Thought she was out of here too, fam.
She
We
got Hove was in the video.
mm-hmm.
They had the whole rock in the video. This is when they just left Dame. So everybody who was on Hove's side was in the video. Like Benny Siegel, Freeway,
Yep.
Bleak, the Gunners. I was like, yeah,
So
she out
so
of here,
I
man.
ain't going. Yep. Matter of fact, nope, I got it wrong. I got it was one more song in between it. It was Dear Summer, like that, infatuated, then it was Rihanna the one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I
Yeah,
need to go
so
back and play that song, see
so
what it
yeah, so
sounds
I was
like.
all that. That just shows you how much of a Memphis Bleak fan I was too. I almost got the sequencing right without having it in front
Hey
of my
man,
face.
I'll fight people over Bleak discography. I'm sorry. Like people used to always give Bleak shit because Jay said he the new improved Jay Z. Bleak better than a lot of rappers,
Yes, he
and
is.
Bleak sold a lot more records than a lot of rappers too. This back when people used to actually go to store. Like yeah, you only one gold. Yeah, a lot of these rappers would kill for 500,000 hard copies
Oh,
nowadays.
real quick on the Diana Russini thing via page six, just to give a little bit clarity and more information. Via page six, the Athletic has launched an investigation of Diana Russini in the aftermath of the photos with Patriots coach Mike Vrabel, and she will not be reporting while the investigation proceeds. So
Well,
they
we know
said
what
that
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 means. We know what that
it's
means.
that's what we call a negotiation for a buyout of a contract.
Yeah, 100%. This is Cersei when she was arrested on Game of Thrones. And first they are backing her. That means they got some new news. That's all
Yep.
that means.
It
They got
means
some new news.
we got some new stuff out here, and reportedly, allegedly, her contract ends in August.
Huh?
So we might just be like, hey,
Huh?
sit
You know what? They might just let that thing run out.
let that thing run out.
They're gonna be investigating for 5 months. Yeah, I know company jargon. I know what that means. I had to. Well, it's been 7 years. Like I said, I was working at Amazon Studios for like a month and a half, just so they, wouldn't have to pay me a certain number. I think it was like they only required to pay out a certain amount of my contract. So basically, I spent like 6 weeks not being in meetings, just coming. And they would tell me stuff like, "Oh, if you got a job interview, you ain't gotta come." So I would just make up, "Oh, I had a job interview, just so I want to come to work." I'm like, "Y'all, I'm leaving anyway." So I know what that means, man. But I got a lot of shows to watch. I don't think I'll be able to watch it until June because um, we got 7 weeks I'm watching Arsenal stress me out every week. Just need the 5 more wins. 5 to 6 more wins, they win the championship. And I can breathe. Because between them and the Chicago Bears, I have not known peace since August. So I'm gonna enjoy June and July about not caring about sports. I can watch the NBA Finals and the World Cup stress free. So when this is over, then I can get back to watching my TV shows. But I did watch Daredevil. Incredible scene.
Yes.
My man Bullseye killed it. So, but that's all we got for y'all. We will be back next week. Can you believe the NBA playoffs starts next weekend?
Yes.
That is insane to me. The playing games are Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the playoffs is
Go
next
Portland.
weekend.
Go Portland.
I won't be watching the playing, but I will be watching the playoffs.
I won't be watching the play-in either. I'm just rooting for Portland because if they go to the playoffs, the Bulls get that pick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Go
If
Blazers.
if
Go
they go to the
Blazers.
playoffs, the Bulls get that pick. So
Yeah.
let's pray for good lottery, so we can have a first and a 15th. Remember, we had the first and the 15th pick.
I don't remember that. When was this?
Elton Brand and Ron Artest.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that was a minute ago. That was a minute
Yeah,
ago.
Ron
We need
Artest.
we need lightning to strike twice.
We
So
need that again.
we'll see how that goes. Bang. Anything you want to advertise? Any pods?
Hey man, we back to the full gamut of podcasts. Along with I ain't gonna hold you. Some dude pod is back, latest episode. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about Media Beast on there. So y'all go ahead and check that out. First Black Champ, we are back and on tomorrow's when we record tomorrow, which you can see here. As we record live, we're going to be giving our WrestleMania predictions because next week, the week after this week is WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. So y'all go ahead and get ready to check that out. And happy early birthday to the youngest Liam. His birthday is on the 14th. You know what I'm saying? He turns 5 years old. And shouts out to Landon, who was being Landro Vandross. Um, with the first graders singing yesterday. Shouts out to him.
Shout out to both of them. Trying to think. I know anybody got a birthday. My cousin's gonna be 22, like a week, which is crazy because I remember the day she was born. So I'm getting old.
Yeah, we
I'm
old
getting
now.
up there.
We
I'm
washed.
getting up there. She's graduating college. I am washed because I graduated college 14 years ago.
Damn.
Woo! Oh man. I have nothing really to promote. Really, subscribe to the Patreon, as you can see. Um, the QR code, scan that, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody who has watched the first couple episodes of Soccer for Dummies. It's a project that I'm passionate about, so check that out. I got another episode dropping next week where I will be talking one of the homies. So look out for that. Look out for that. And then I'll also be doing a video for my channel where me and Pat will be talking about the NBA playoffs. So look out for that as well. So that's all we got for y'all. Follow at JR Bang, at Barbchair Scott. Enjoy your weekend, man. We up out of here.
Peace.